What's up, guys? I am Laura from Reading in Bed, and I'm coming to you mere moments, literally, before the Man Booker International Prize long list is announced. And I've decided I'm going to follow this prize pretty closely this year. So just wanted to kind of let you guys know why I'm doing that and some of my hopes for the long list. And then probably 2 minutes after I shut this off, I'm going to go read the long list and come back and react to it. So there's a couple reasons. First of all, this prize list in particular is going to help me get closer to some of my personal reading goals for this year, some of which are around translation, not all of them, but without getting too much into it, it's this prize is going to work better for me than, say, the Women's Prize or the Booker or the Giller or anything like that. I did crunch the numbers from last year, and I was surprised. 12% of the books I read last year, which is 12 books, were in translation. I thought it would have been more than that. And so far this year, I'm at exactly 12% again. So I would like to see that rise a little bit. Not that I have a particular goal in mind. It's not like with gender where you try to reach parity or 50%, even though, I mean, that doesn't really work either when you consider, non-binary and other things. But anyways, it's going to help me with some of those goals that I have for my own reading. Another reason is that I can kind of get in on the ground level with this prize because it's only existed in its current form for 2 years. This will be the third. In 2016, The Vegetarian by Han Kang won, and then last year, A Horse Walks Into a Bar by David Grossman won. Prior to that, it was only awarded every second year, and it was awarded for an author's body of work. And it didn't have the traditional sort of long list, short list structure to it, so it was a little harder to get into and to follow. Now, I mean, for better or for worse, it is a lot like other prizes out there. The main, differentiating feature being that it's for literature in English translation. So with this only being the third year, it's something I can get into, and there's not like 20 or 50 years of history to kind of catch up on. Thirdly, I just really love translated works. I found of those 12 books I read last year, quite a few of them were among my favorites. A Horse Walks Into a Bar would be one of them. I didn't read it solely because of the prize. I think it was actually Camille from What Camille Reads who convinced me to read it, but it helps. I mean, these are the translated books that we end up hearing about. So this was a favorite from last year, as was Memoirs of a Polar Bear, which I could not find. Like the quality of translated literature is really high, and just because it's coming from other literary traditions, it tends to offer something a little different in the style and it's something new and different. And that sort of leads into my last reason for deciding to follow this prize is that CanLit is very exhausting right now. So if you follow Canadian literature at all, you know that it's been mired in scandal and outrage for like going on 2 years now. And it's a good thing because these things need to be talked about and it needs to be put out there. But at the same time, it is very exhausting. This weekend, some other thing broke with Margaret Atwood. She donated money to something which, I guess is good, but it was also maybe not so good, and people were saying things and there were articles written. And this time around, I just didn't read it. I didn't read the article. I clicked away from the Twitter stuff. I just, at this point, I'm just kind of done with it. Now, that's not to say that I'm not reading any more CanLit or, I've just started The Marrow Thieves, which is on the Canada Reads shortlist, and I am following Canada Reads. Of course, I will be following Canada Reads. How can I not? All the drama and ridiculousness. But at the same time, I think following along with this prize will help me take a step back from just all the just everything. So that's it. Those are the reasons. I kind of just made this decision really quickly without a ton of thought. I mean, I came up with these reasons in the last couple of minutes. They seem to make sense. The long list is about to be announced. What I'm hoping to see there, I would love to see The Perfect Nanny just because I want an excuse to read it without feeling like too much of a basic bitch. Even though I hate the American title, I wish the English translation in the UK is called Lullaby, or I think in Canada we could have dealt with the French title, which was Chanson Douce. but whatever. So I'm looking for that. I'm also looking for Such Small Hands, which sounds super creepy. I think it's about kids in an orphanage. So in that way, it sort of reminded me maybe of the Lonely Hearts Hotel a little bit, but I'm sure it'll be quite different from that. Other than that, like because I don't follow translated literature super closely, I don't have a lot of other predictions or like things that I want to see. There are a lot of bloggers and booktubers out there who do follow this stuff closely, so I'll try to link to some of those, or I may just write a blog post a little later and link to some of that stuff. I'm sure you guys know who to follow for translated works. But this year, maybe you can follow me. I don't know how closely I can follow, because this is a UK prize. Not all of the books may be available in Canada, but between my Kindle and my library and, God forbid, Chapters or Amazon, I'm hoping to read through a lot of the long list. So I'm going to shut this off and go find out what the long list is and come back and tell you my reaction to it. Thanks for watching.